Right, hopefully this should just work. Hey everyone, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a wonderful time. And as you voted for, it's painting a Mantis warrior. Now, hey Alex and hey Mick over in chat. Okay, here we go. So this Mantis is a little bit special, as well, the last Mantis Warrior mini I have left that's like unpainted, and it's one I've kit bashed pretty carefully out of a bunch of different kits. And what I want to do is paint him up as well towards the end of the Badab War. So the idea is each different armor piece. So his legs are Mark 8, his torso is Mark 3, his helmet is Mark 7, one shoulder pad is Mark 2 on an arm from a Mark 3 Marine. Got a Mark 4 shoulder and a Mark 7 arm. All of this is going to be painted up as if it is from different pieces of armor. Have you got an example of one done? Good question. I'll see if I can find one that's easy to access, because they're all kind of packed away. Oh, right, no, of course I do. So here's one I painted a long while ago. Like 5 or 6 years ago, I think. It was basically when Mark III was just fresh, or, well, freshly boxed out of the Burning Prospero. I was 17 or 18 at the time. Hey Faz. Oh yeah, Mantis Warriors wear green and yellow with a black backpack. And this guy was a veteran of the Death Watch, so he still has a Death Watch pauldron. The only other Mantis Warrior I have to hand is this boy. Still awaiting decals. And yeah, a lot of fun to paint, and this is probably closer to a colour scheme we'll end up going for. Yeah, the first thing I need to do is bust out the airbrush. And yeah, I think it's a very cool colour scheme. And off to the side, because we're going to be doing some stuff in steps, I have these figures which I 3D printed a while ago. And it's occurred to me that he looks quite a bit like a Helldiver. So whilst we're, in between layers on Mantis Warrior, I figured we paint up some of these guys as well. When did GW ever do those? Well, they finally started to acknowledge that they exist. In one of the more recent codexes, they're actually listed as being a successor chapter of the White Scars, which is technically not true. They are of the White Scars lineage, but the Mantis Warriors are actually from the Marauders chapter. which is a successor of the White Scars. And yeah, so this is what I use for painting handles, by the way. It's just a paint pot with some blue tack. If you ever wondered why you never see a painting handle on my channel, ever, there you go. So first thing we're gonna do is piss off all the people who hate airbrushes, and we're gonna just do a Zenithal with some white ink. Just to add some highlights and start to like define where the different highlights are. And in terms of like lighting, I'm going to try and keep it to where the light actually is, because the light's pointing down at this kind of angle. That's kind of difficult to show, but like this angle here. So we're going to be using that as a reference point. Downside to dropper bottles is they do get clogged quite easily. I really like using ink for this step, although you can just use paint. Hey, thanks for a follow. Abominable down. Oh, great. Okay, cool. I'm not even gonna finish reading that. I'm not interested. Yeah, you can already see, just by doing that, it already created quite dramatic shading. So when we use transparent paints over this, it's been a few months past. It's been a while. yeah, when I twist it, you can see where the lighting's hitting it. And where it isn't. And this will help us build up the colours. I'm not too worried about how they look on the sword, because the sword will be done in metallics anyway. Doesn't matter too much. Whilst that dries, let's do some of our totally not hell divers. Again, right on the top, we'll get these two parts and then put a slight angle. That's where you're hitting points where light would actually hit. Light isn't just a straight beam down normally. There's a lot of ambience in real life. A group of 4 of these for us to paint. I'll leave this one a bit darker. Have some variety. Yeah, the only bots allowed in here is Nightbot. Nightbot is awesome. That should be us done for the airbrush. So now using Tamiya thinner, which is actually really good for cleaning brushes, brushes. Just dilute what little bits left of the ink. Get back on the ink. Yeah, whilst we're still like in the early stages of stream, how is the audio quality? Like I said, this is basically a complete fresh install of Windows, so I've had to reinstall everything again. I did some checks pre-stream to make sure it sounded okay to me, but yeah. And the audio, like 10%, okay. How is that now in comparison? Okay, good. Right, so, our Mantis warrior. The question is, What armor did he get, and in which order? And I suppose, by extension, what timeline's canon should we go off for this Mantis Warrior? Like, what edition of 40k should we apply the lore from? They ask this because the Mantis Warriors, when I was first getting into them, the lore was that Mark 7 was only just being introduced in 40k. And only the the greatest and the best were getting new armor. Most Space Marine chapters were having to deal with older armor types like Mark 6 and Mark 5, well, Mark 4, Mark 3. And some chapters had Mark 5. So like actually one of the points of contention for the Mantis Warriors back in the original lore for Bad War was the fact they weren't being given the equipment they needed to replenish their troops properly, and they kind of had to make by with whatever they could get. In the Forge World adaptation, there's a greater variety of stuff, because it's basically just test running the Horus Heresy. So there's greater variety there for armor types as well. So to recap, hold on, let me find something pointy. I will just use a paintbrush. So these legs are from a Mark 8 Space Marine. The torso is from a Mark 3 Space Marine. This arm is from a Mark 4 Space Marine, and the pauldron attached to it is Mark 2. This shoulder pad is Mark 4. This arm is Mark 7. The backpack is Mark 7, as well as the helmet is Mark 7. And yeah, this sword arm and shield are from the White Scar veteran from, is it Kill Team Artemis? I think it is. And I thought they'd be very suitable for a Mantis Warrior. Having said it out, I feel like Mark 7 might be the armor he started off with. But then again, his lower half is Mark 8. At the same time, this arm seems pretty important. So I feel like this arm, because it's got some fancy White Scar detailing on it, I'm not sure how well webcam will pick up on it. There is like a fancy arm with details on it. Perhaps that was part of his original armor. I'd say Mark 7, but Ceremonial was his original armor, so probably would be the oldest armor. So I think this shoulder pad, this arm, helmet, backpack, well, arms, rather. Interesting. I definitely want to do a helmet in the colours of Mantis Warriors, which will be very easy to do. So the Mantis Warriors have a yellow faceplate on a green helmet. Whether they have black eyes or red eyes depends on the cannon we're going off. And honestly, I think I'll leave it till last to decide which one's going to look the best. And for Mantis Warriors Yellow, I found that Nazdrag Yellow contrast paint is the best for doing it. Carefully paint that in, and you can see already just how nice the yellow comes out. Thankfully, for painting the green, you guys are probably aware, but there is now Mantis Warrior green. So, no surprises of what colour we're going to be using for the armour. I just need to shake it very, very violently first. Yeah, when I initially saw this screen, I was not a fan of it. But learning how to apply it made a huge amount of difference. Weird looking Bretonian. Hey Book of Grudges, how's it going? Yeah, this is acting as a bit of a, I guess, a palette cleanser. So that's something I've been trying to like justify doing for a while. But whoever designed themes, it needs to be slapped. Hey Hugh, how's it going? is, yeah, I've been batch painting up my Bretonians on stream. So you guys probably remember it's the Bordello color scheme. And yeah, whilst I enjoy painting large blocks of infantry and, you know, throwing in some variety and some change, I like mixing up the colours and stuff, sometimes you do need to just sit down and focus on a single model. And this guy has been sat staring at me for a few years now, just waiting to be painted. I want to say for at least 3 years he's been waiting to be painted to be with the rest of the Mantis Warriors, so I figured it will be a one-off project we can paint together and explain how to do the Mantis Warriors in like a, on a stream / video. I've been asked in the past how I paint Mantis Warriors. And yeah, it's just you can see from using the brown and the white, and then using the simple colour of the yellow and the green contrast. It just works really, really well. I hear that just finished. 3k points of each team, and so focusing on my Slanesh as a palette change before finishing off the last of my Brets. Finally have 10k points sorted, nice. You'll probably enjoy tomorrow's stream then, because we'll be back doing my Bretonians. Actually, I'd really appreciate if you showed up tomorrow, because there's something I'd like to do with you. No pressure, obviously, if you're busy when you're busy, but I'd quite like to do something with you. I want to keep it as a bit of a surprise, though. It's no pressure on you, it's like I'm not really going to ask you to do much, but there's something I'd like to do with you. Depends on what time I return. I'm literally filming this edit. That sounds awesome. But yeah, I'll be trying to stream from now. Well, from 10 to 12. No. What time is Gibraltar in comparison to UK time? So I stream normally from 9 PM to 11 PM UK time. Hour ahead of him. 10 to 12 then. it was last Wednesday. Oh, happy birthday for last Wednesday. Hope you had a good time. Has my Twitch chat frozen up? Let me just try refreshing that. I feel like I'm missing stuff. No? Okay. That's cool. Thanks for checking. Looks like this sound's going to end up pretty dark, because it's mostly the brown primer. That look interesting. So yeah, it does look like my PC was just being crippled by a dying power supply, which thankfully is the least painful of the options it could have been. Unfortunately, I can't show you, but I did a lot of testing of the different parts, did a lot of analytics and stuff, and I was monitoring absolutely every single point of data that my PC can provide to the through a system monitoring my PC that recorded data on everything every 3,000th of a second. And with that data, I was able to identify the issue was something to do with the power of the graphics card. As for whatever reason, the graphics card's voltage input was fluctuating quite a bit. And the reason why I couldn't say for certain if it was going to be the power supply or the graphics card is because the sensor that was giving me this information was built into the graphics card. And so it basically provided me with a 50-50. Either the power supply was gone, or the graphics card was gone. And yeah, one of those is significantly cheaper than the other. The other built PCs, you'll understand what I mean. And I think most people have heard about the woes of PC gamers at the moment for graphics cards. So what I've temporarily done is I've taken the power supply out of my partner's PC, as they've been using my MacBook recently. So basically, for as long as they have my MacBook, I can have the power supply from their computer. Question won't open. Well, that's fun. I still don't understand why you have such aggressively bad issues when it comes to Twitch, Connor. So, yeah, if you're in one chat and you're wondering why you're seeing messages on screen or me replying to messages that you can't see, it's because I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. And unless it's something I think will do particularly badly on YouTube, I generally try and stream to both. Although I will emphasize that Twitch is the preferred platform. That's where all the cool things happen with the channel points and everything. Yeah, an interesting side effect of my PC now being seemingly fixed. I can now say, with confidence, I'm able to play Darktide again. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I got a very panicked message from Z earlier today as like a wellness check. Because he was very worried for me because he saw me actually load up Darktide. Oh, the Darktide streams? Well, that's the thing. Should I do a stream where we revisit Darktide? Oh. Hey Mediocre Hobbies, how's it going? Thank you so much for that raid. Wow, that's quite a few people. And thank you for the follow. Welcome on in everyone. Hope you all had a wonderful time over Mediocre Hobbies. Thank you for follow. I hope that's how you say your name. Thank you so much for the follow. And thank you for following Mediocre Hobbies Flora as well. You're all having a good time. Yeah, we got Mini Act earlier too. Huh. Nice. Mini Act's cool. I would give a shout out, Alex, but yeah, actually, hold on. Let me get to my PC. I feel like it's a little bit redundant considering you guys managed to. I don't even know how many times multiply my view count by. A quick check at your channel. Painting a new Forge-World battle standard bearer for Bretonia. Ooh, nice. Oh, have we passed 300 followers? Oh wow, okay. I need to work out what to do then, don't I? That's gonna be an interesting goal. I feel like my view counts gone and done something weird. And I'll catch you later, Hugh. Have a good one. Is on every platform I'm checking, it's showing a different number. That's really interesting. As I use my iPad to monitor chat and interact with you guys, but then obviously I also have my computer open and my iPhone as well. I'm showing different numbers on everyone, so if you're in chat and you want to say hi, please do. I'd love to get to know everyone who's raided in. Obviously, don't feel pressured to talk if you don't want to. If you are just here for the entertainment, the music, conversations, and obviously the painting, then that's more than okay with me. Yeah, we're painting my last Mantis warrior model as yeah, I suppose I haven't actually said that yet or talked about it. This is gonna be the last 40k model I can see myself painting. It's like, generally speaking, I'm a lot more interested in Warhammer Fantasy, or Warhammer the Old World now, and the main interest in terms of tabletop play at the moment is the Horus Heresy as well. So my pride and joy are my Emperor's Children for the Horus Heresy, and we've still got lots of these boys to paint up and to get through, so there's going to be a lot more Emperor's Children on the channel. I've been painting Bretonian horses. Yes, Bretonian horses are a lot of fun, and we've got a lot to do. If you hang out as well and spend some time around here, you'll earn channel points, or I think we call them breadcrumbs. I can't remember what I called them now. Oh, grapes. There we go. Yeah, because the duck song. Sorry for reminding everyone that exists. But yeah, if you earn your channel points, you can actually spend them to design a coat of arms and a heraldry for a knight I'm going to be painting up. So, I already have a lance of knights, which people have chosen colour schemes for. And they're going to be fun to paint up. If you come by tomorrow, we will be painting carrying on with my men-at-arms, painted up in another follower's colours as well, as I've been letting my chat basically decide the colour schemes and the heraldries for my knights and their accompanying men-at-arms. If that sounds like a cool idea to you and something you'd like to see happen, make sure to hit follow. God, I feel cheesy doing that, but who knows? Not wrong. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting onto the cavalry, but I've told myself I have to get through all of the peasants first before I can get onto the horses. Because if I just went straight for the knights, I would completely forget to do the men-at-arms. Right, I think we'll do the yellow on the shoulders next. Our beautiful Mantis. Oh boy, he was just trying to do right in a very cruel and uncaring galaxy. Brush painting yellow. And other things I didn't think I'd be saying 10 years ago. Yellow was always one of those colours I'd actively avoid doing, or if I had to, I'd use an airbrush for. And now, we can actually do it with a brush. This Nazdrag yellow contrast paint exists, and I love it so much. It's okay if it becomes a little bit uneven. We're going to be using lots of weathering techniques on this boy, so we might even emphasize some of the unevenness of the yellow. Also why I'm trying to do the colour moving down the pauldron as well. I mean, we end up doing some streaking on this guy. Still the space come in and tidy up Avalon's sunset down the line as well. So I'm not too worried about it being a bit streaky for now. But yeah, I think he's looking quite good so far. For those of you who joined us in the raid, we start off with a base coat of brown. We then did some highlights of some white ink through the airbrush. And we've just simply gone in so far with Nazdrag yellow contrast paint and Mantis Warrior green. But next on the list will be black. You know what, let's keep with the theme of using contrast paints. That's because I feel like people see them as just being like a cheap cop-out thing. Give them the kind of respect they deserve, and I think they're a really useful tool. So I'm going to go in with Black Legion for the black on this Mantis Warrior. We're also going to use it to paint the areas we're going to be painting metallic as well. I personally need to give it a good old shake. I haven't used it in a while. I normally try and do as much of painting as possible with the airbrush. It's been quite nice to take a step back and, other than what I'd consider the priming stage of the highlight and the brown, it's been nice doing this paint with a paintbrush. Good way to practice and sharpen up my skills because there's a few other things I need to paint soon. A commission for a certain someone is going to be fun, and yeah, there's going to be another project along the lines as well, which I'm looking forward to. Both which I feel are going to need me to actually spend some time using the paintbrush properly. And thank you for the follow chaotic painting. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I suppose the backpack is a good point to. No.
Don't forget to leave a rating and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Yeah, the music's from Jason Sky. You should definitely check out his channel on YouTube. I think !music still works. And it should have been updated, but we've been using his music for a while now. Those playlists be good. Oh no, it's still on Carl Casey. Okay, I need to update. You know what? Let's actually use Carl Casey's music to make that work. There we go. Yeah, as I was saying, the backpack is still the base color, so it's a brown we did as a base layer, and white we've done as a highlight. Destroy all of that work with the highlighting by painting it. Legion. Very aggressive and highly pigmented. Contrast paint. We actually want this to be quite black in colour. This is usually where I'd be switching to something like Scale Color 75 black. But I'm trying to keep myself using Games Workshop paints for this model in particular. Painting the sword almost entirely in metallic colours. I'm going to paint it black during this step. time for the shield. Hey, thanks for resubscribing, Max. The only downside with trying to do this on a stream is I'd say we're starting to enter like an ugly stage for model with how uneven the black's looking for now. But it is just a temporary step as we're just trying to prepare for future steps in painting this model. Fuck, they said oatmeal. Yeah, it's the thing with this as well is how nice the green is looking at the moment. Like, the green is more or less like where I want it to be by the time this model's finished. Obviously, the different parts are going to be weathered differently. But yeah, the green and yellow, like especially in the helmet, are looking really nice. And then we're going to have this patchy black on the areas which are going to be metal for a little while. I think that's like a yeah, there's obviously different painting styles, and there's like, well, the tabletop standard has heavy metal, and then what I prefer to like refer to as like the scale model way of painting things. Like, you know, you're trying to make it more of like a museum piece, like historically accurate as possible, while as realistic as possible. Like for me, like growing up, like I got into this hobby because someone pointed out whilst I was halfway through building an Airfix kit that miniature wargames exist. I've always kind of approached miniature wargaming painting from that kind of angle from like a miniature model hobbyist. Right, so it's like painting this guy feels a bit weird. At the same time, it works. I'm not looking forward to painting the very thin trim on the other shoulder pad. There's also why having a brush that's very soft is good as well. Hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate that in a moment. Also going to block in this shoulder pad as well. Sorry, this knee pad in black. I'm going to leave it as black. Be a little bit more careful. It's applied evenly. Right. Reason why I like using a brush with such a soft tip or soft bristles is because it makes it very easy to run the side of the brush along the edge. Even doing it in quotation marks the wrong way around. So forth, but it's very awkward areas. Still get them to. So, next thing to do is again keeping with the theme with the colours. Is to bust out the next contrast paint, which for us will be Basilicanum Grey. Just give it a good shake because I haven't touched this pot in a very long time. And what we'll be doing is we'll be painting in all of the like ribbing between the armor plates and all of the pipes in this colour. This is basically known oil as a contrast paint. Best way to describe it. Quite dark, but it's not completely black. Use it to shade the grill. These weird little tactical things on his helmet. It's perfect for doing marine joints. As it's given a very nice colour. It's not quite black. Fill those in. Still go in on the areas in which it stays brown and tidy that up when we go onto the regular paint stage, but for now I'll leave it as the silicon and grey. There we go. Now is the final opportunity for us to look over the model and see if we've missed any of the paint anywhere. Or if there's any areas in which you want to build up the colours. I think it's mostly going to be the green. I noticed like his hand, his shield, that needs a bit more green on it, and I think like down here on this leg needs a bit more green as well. The rest of it seems okay for now. Back out the green again. Those faces we missed. Good second layer over the helmet. A little bit more vibrancy to it. Right, I've also noticed we've missed a section back here as well. Probably try to colour that from there. There we go. So the next stage will probably be the metallics. And I need to remember really quickly what colour I used on my previous ones. A bunch of metallics and I can't remember which one I ended up using. Feeling it might have been Breath Scorpion. How's it? It's going good, Black Sword. Hopefully you're having a good time. Yeah, whilst I shake the next paint violently to death, I try and hold that in a way that you guys can actually see what we've done so far. No, I'm not going to be able to do that without it looking weird. That was a morning to this round. Didn't work today. Yeah. Yeah, Breath Scorpion looks right, so we'll apply it. A worst case scenario, if it doesn't look like it's the right colour, we'll try something else. I have lots of metallics and just trying to stick to my Games Workshop range paints for this one. When you say work, Black Sword, you mean work or hobby work? And thank you for a follow. That work graphic design work. I'm sure I'll be doing hobby work and get into that fast turning on a light switch. Yeah, that's fair. Well, doing graphic design as work must be quite nice, though. Like, any kind of like art, like digital design stuff, is always intimidating, but it must be fun to do ultimately, right? Even if you are dreading whatever project you're currently working on. Yeah, those of you in chat, who, especially those of you who are new, what armies do you collect and for what game systems? Doesn't have to be just Warhammer, or, well, just Warhammer 40k, can be Age of Sigmar, can be Fantasy, well, Old World, Horus Heresy, Battletech, Bolt Action, whatever. I'd love to hear what people are collecting these days. Nice. Yeah, it's a very different game to one you last played. Well, I suppose collected for it, I don't know if you necessarily played 3rd edition. But I've been playing 40k since 4th edition. Although the guy who taught me how to play 40k did insist on making me play a few games of 3rd edition, which I vaguely remember. try and explain what I'm doing. Just going over the details of where I want the metallic to be. So at the moment we're using Brass Scorpion. I'm just trying to go over any of the basically places where I painted black in terms of the trim. Although, having said that, immediately we're not going to do the torso. We're going to do this in a metal colour instead. Well, like a steel, I suppose. And we'll get back to a backpack as well. Also leaving that black as well. So, the metal. We're going to use Mechanicum Standard Grey. Just slowly shimmy colours over. Oh well, it's a little bit thick. I'm going to put some on my palette. Just off to the side here. That's way too thick. I don't want this guy to be grimy and dirty. We're not going to do the steel areas in a metallic colour. Instead, I'm going to use greys and rust to show that this guy's been on the battlefield for a while. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do the grey for now. Although we could actually do at this point use it to just well, bring back some of the grey colour to these areas which are still looking a bit too brown. Put that in. And what we'll do is go back over that later with the silicon and grey. These ones will be a bit more careful. I'll try and just highlight the rubber area, not going too much into recesses. Way down here as well, which I will try and bring back some colour. think next up on the list will be an obnoxiously bright silver. And I can't think of one better than Runefang Silver. Hopefully there's still something in this bottle. Oh, there is, but it's very, very separated. So, give me a moment. I'll say shake the life out of it. Whilst I'm shaking, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind everyone to join the Discord server. If you're new around here, you want to hang out, you want to ask advice, or you want to just see more pictures of what I'm painting, or you just need like a reminder of what paints I'm using, a general hobby advice, or if you play video games around Battletech or Warhammer, or Helldivers. There's a lot of Helldivers on the channel at the moment. Make sure to join the Discord server, as we have little groups and communities within the community for all of these different things. So if you want to talk to more people who are here and chat with you, or people who aren't today, but maybe tomorrow or in the future, or have been, then make sure to check it out. God. Okay, good. That's looking significantly better next. I love how nice Runefang Silver looks. There's just something really nice about how it goes down, how metallic it looks, but then also how shimmery of a paint it is. Basically just pushing the paint around, making sure there's no areas that seem really badly lacking in. Brush it along it as it dries a little, and then back up again. Make sure that the paint is nicely distributed for a very nice shine. We will be doing a second layer of silver over this as well. And this is also a very good color, picking out gems and sensors and things which you aren't going to be painting as like full-on lenses, but you still want them to look a bit like lenses. I think it's on the back of the power pack, and I'm going to pick out a couple in silver. Although for now I think I might be the only one actually. Some ideas what I want to do with it. Join in over there. There are a few points of normal metal to paint as well, which I think would be not rusted out, patinaed. So for that we're going to use lead belcher. I am going to be using the air version, simply because it's what I have at hand, although only thing difference is it's a bit thinner in the pot and you get a larger pot of it. Like these grills on the back here would be better maintained. That in. Grills in here as well. Where there is an argument for these being things that would rust up very quickly. I feel like at the very least the Imperium would be smart enough to make those out of things that wouldn't rust easily, if at all. The pins are, so it doesn't really matter about the rest of it for now. I think I will go red for the lenses, just add a little bit of extra colour. Ridiculous to see Imperium making good decisions. Yeah, it might be just me being a bit optimistic, but at the same time, I have to give them some kind of credit, right? The venerable Blood Angel Red contrast point will make an appearance here for the lenses. Because I want it to be kind of muted. Not too aggressive. I kind of wanted the colour to be there. It's going to be kind of difficult to see. But I don't want it to be strong. Unfortunately, the light is drowning out the red. But to me, it looks quite nice. There we go. As well. Let's keep it tied in. Hey Fabalian, how's it going? Is this model a Space Marine hero? No, it's not. This is a kit bash of a lot of different models. So to recap for those of you who are just joining us or weren't here at the beginning, I just need a recap. These are Mark 8 legs from the Deathwatch veteran squad. This is a Mark 3 Space Marine torso with the Mark 2 and Mark 4 shoulder pads from the Mark 4 Space Marine kit. The arm with the sword and the shield are from the Kill Team Artemis Deathwatch team, and the head and the backpack are from the Space Marine Tactical Squad kit. Oh no, I think this backpack might also be from the words. White Scar veteran. It has the unique details on it. Yeah. So yeah. White Scar veteran from Kill Team Artemis. Mark 3 torso. Mark 4 shoulders. Mark 2, Mark 4 shoulders, and Mark 4 plastic kit. Mark 7 arm and head from the Space Marine Tactical Squad kit. And Mark 8 legs from the Kill Team veterans. And yes, exactly, Fab Alien, proper bad ab. And the idea is when we get to weathering stage, we're going to try and weather each part separately, as if they are from different pieces of armor that this guy has, you know, well, put together. For now, we're just blocking in the colors and getting him ready for that stage. I think it's time for a second layer of Brass Scorpion on the shield. And yeah, I'm challenging myself to try and only use Games Workshop paints as much as I can on this model. So the paints you see in my background, other paints I've used, with the exception of the priming of the model was done with Vallejo Surface Primer German Red Brown. I think Rhinoxide would be a good Games Workshop equivalent. And then it just had a highlight of, well, for me, white ink from the Intensity range from Scale Color. But you could easily use any white from Games Workshop for it. If you want to go back and watch this as well, the VOD will be up on Twitch, but it's also permanently on my YouTube channel, as I'm also streaming over there as well. Really trying to make sure that the dragon head on the stands out because I think it's a really cool little detail on this model. This occurred to me in the first round of painting the brass scorpion. We completely forgot to do the inside of the shield. I keep knocking the camera, and I'm really sorry about that. How does it get brass on his... Also, that's awkward. At the moment, yeah, only at Mantis Warriors. There was a time many moons ago when I was still actively interested in playing 40k. I was tempted to make, well, an army of multiple detachments of Bad Ab War successors, well, chapters. Well, one of the last Space Marine models I painted for 40k was Lift Huron for a friend, because her Iron Warriors happened to coincidentally end up looking a lot like the Astral Claws, so as a present I bought her the Lift Huron model and painted it up in her colours, but, you know, twisted slightly more towards the Astral Claws so she could actually play her Iron Warriors as Astral Claws. I have been tempted to do Lamenters, because I'm still yet to see anyone do Lamenters, like, in quotation marks, correct to the colour scheme in which they're depicted in the Forge World books. They're always either like a weird mustard colour, or Imperial Fists, or I've seen some very bright yellow ones, but that's not really how they're ever really depicted. So I've been tempted to do some Lamenters, just to try and like give a guide on how to paint them to my opinion on what is the correct colour scheme for them. And yeah, it would be, well, that's the thing, Fab Alien. So Games Workshop's kind of gone away from that whole customization thing. It's like, you know, it's like this guy, right? He's like bits from every other kit, because Games Workshop kits used to be this interchangeable. And I kind of miss that about newer models. Like, at the same time, it's like, you know, throwing together an entire army of the new Horus Heresy Mark 6 Marines. You know, it was very easy and straightforward. I mean, this isn't exactly one that's finished, but this is one of my Alpha Legionary models. You know, it's very easy and nice to put together and straightforward. But I do miss the customization that these older kits gave. I don't think I actually did the front of this, did I? I got too distracted by a fact accident and got some of this on the wrong place. Yeah, it's like people who have like visited my house are always shocked at how many sprues and bits I keep of old models. But then it's for exactly models like this, where it's like this model isn't a particular model, it's a combination of a bunch of spare parts I had. And it's like I'm in a rather lucky position where I can afford and justify having a 3D printer and using one of those. So then I can go. It's like, here's one of my Emperor's Children we've been working on stream. I can 3D print helmets which never really existed, like what this guy has that we've been currently painting. So like the old short snoot Mark IV, Mark VII hybrid that used to be in the veteran squad kits, and so I commissioned a guy to sculpt them for me to use in my models. And yeah, having a bits box on demand with a 3D printer is also really helpful as well. I know it's not something most people have access to, but it's been quite nice. Right. What do we do next on this guy? Right, silver could do with a second layer, so let's shake up the pot and go again with that. I suppose that's a question, because it's been playing on my mind. Should I turn this marine into a mini diorama? Because, yeah, it's like, those of you who are new around here and don't know me, I don't play 40k anymore. Since, the end of 7th edition, it's not really been a rule set I've been particularly fond of. And so I mostly play Horus Heresy now. So models like this is something which I'm painting purely for the fun and enjoyment of it. And it could be fun to turn this into a diorama. So I'm thinking like there's the idea that's kind of playing in my mind is to use a couple of the other Mantis Warrior models I have to like form like a background and have this guy, well, making the Mantis Warriors doing like their last stand in like the last few days of Bad Ab War, and then having an opposition for sort of one of the loyalist chapters of a Bad Ab War. Having them have like a bit of a standoff, and it, you know, being the depiction of this guy walking towards a person who is challenged to a duel. If they win, they surrender, kind of deal. And no, the Death Guard tank still isn't finished. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with my Death Guard for the Horus Heresy. Do I still have any Abbott in black? Oh no, that's gone. Okay. I might have to break from using Citadel paints. See how far I can get with Yeshin Grey. I think I have an idea. Let's see how it plays out. Although, the state of the paint pot. Revive it with a bit of water on my palette. Yeah, looks like we can. Speckle some on the collar. We're just going to use the grey to play just tidy up the black and also effectively give some areas a bit of a highlight as well. I don't like the idea of this being a silver frame, so this is an opportunity to tidy that away. Very thin layers of the Eshin grain to do this. Just going to keep building up the areas where the light's hitting head where it isn't, and we'll be going back over this later on with a wash to darken it down. I want to make it a few steps lighter. Than it otherwise should be. That's the thing, Max. I already have an allied detachment of Death Guard, but we never got really around to finishing painting. We have the Vindicator. We have 2 Praetors. Well, 1 Consul, 1 Praetor. And we have a tactical squad and a heavy tactical support squad. I think that's us done with the base coats, or base layers, as we're starting to go into a bit more of the kind of advanced territories for this boy. I think he's looking quite good so far. Hopefully you guys agree in chat. And those watching this later on as a video. I'm quite happy with the direction this guy is going. Although, I have just noticed the skull on his helmet is not painted. So let's quickly do that. I start thinking about wrapping things up. Also note that I'm intentionally not colouring in this purity seal until the end. Because I want this to be free of any weathering effects we'll do to this marine. Want it to look like it's been slapped on more or less before whatever diorama we end up making for this guy. And the same for trinkets as well. Some of these will be unweathered. So yeah, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. I need to really focus on not playing too many video games at the moment, just to give my hands a bit of a break from holding down the keys for so long. So we're going to be doing a lot more painting this week, so hopefully you guys appreciate that. Tomorrow will be Old World Wednesday. So the next stream will be going back to the Bretonians, painting our men at arms. Carrying on to crack on with those. So before we get onto our knights. Thursday, I'm not sure if I'll be streaming yet. We'll have to wait and see. Friday will be MechWarrior Online. As we're going to keep to that. MechWarrior Online Fridays are going to carry on being a thing. I know it doesn't sound good, but hey, I didn't choose it. It's a community event thing for the MechWarrior Online community, so if you like big stumpy robots, you like PvP stuff, you like Battletech, or you like games like World of Tanks or War Thunder, then it's probably going to be a game you're going to enjoy watching, so make sure to tune in for that if that's kind of your thing. Saturday will probably be another hobby stream, and Sunday as well. Yeah, we'll see how things go. If you want to know what I'm streaming and when I'm streaming, the best thing to do is to join the Discord server. Type in !Discord into chat, or use the... Oh, wow. Hey, Monument Hobbies. Thank you so much for a raid. But terrible timing, I'm afraid. Thank you so much for showing up. I was actually just wrapping up my stream. Can't leave now. Fuck. God, it would be really awkward to leave now. Thank you, Politovsky, Spotty Shark, Nutrimentia, Necronometron Painting, Panic Bomb Arcade, and Brannigan's Brushes, all for following. Jesus Christ. Oh god, there's more? Or is it still going? Hey Monument Hobbies, how are you doing? Hopefully you had a wonderful stream. Oh god, where did I get to? Right, Raven's Beard, Monument, Jabe, Merlin Models, Greyhaim 101, and Monument Hobbies. Thank you guys so much for for follows. Wasn't expecting to be ambushed this ridiculously. Right as I was wrapping up stream, I was 30 seconds away from pressing the end stream button. Thank you so much for the raid and the surprise love. I really don't want to leave the stream now because you guys are all awesome. You're being really responsive and fun in chat, and yeah, it really is. Been bombarded with love today. It's been really nice. So for those of you who just joined, we've been painting this Mantis Warrior up on stream. I've been trying to break my habit of not using just airbrush and oil paints for everything, and I've been using just Games Workshop paints for this model as much as I can, with the exception being for base layers. Stay on. Yeah, I suppose I can. Why not? So yeah, painting this guy, who's a complete kit bash of different models. So we just got to a point where I'd finished doing the base coating, the base layers down on him. Mostly using contrast paint over a brown and white base layer. And yeah, I think he's turned out pretty good so far. So the main color is Mantis Warrior green, and then we've got Nazdrag yellow for the faceplate and the shoulders, Brass Scorpion for the trim and the details, and then we've used a mix of Eshin Grey and Black Legion for the black. It's not too obvious, the highlighting, unfortunately, with the lighting, but it's fair. But they've always been depicted as being quite black in colour, the backpacks, so don't want to do too much to it, especially as we're going to be doing quite a lot of like rust and chipping effects later on. We've got the ribbing here, which is mostly Basilicanum Grey with Mechanicum Standard Grey highlighting to try and help it stand out a bit more. And yeah. Oh, and Blood Angel Red for the dulled eye lenses, as I think that was a good like middle ground between the canonical appearance of them being grey and red at the same time. So a dull red is what I decided on for that. Because yeah, it's like I'm not sure at this point how much further I want to go with the Games Workshop painting, so to speak. Because realistically, the plan was to now prime this go with this model with a gloss varnish, so then I could start using the enamel paints and the oil washes. Obviously that's not too easy to do on stream because we'd have to sit around for a few hours. So not sure what to do there. Not sure how I'd achieve the effects I want to achieve without doing the oil and enamels just yet. Because as much as I enjoy painting rust stuff, there's just certain things oil washes do better in that sense. I think I'm gonna have to be yeah, pass you guys on to someone else, I think, is the best way to put it. Also, thank you, Cryo Cheese, for follow. I'm not sure if I already said thank you for that. So, I'm gonna do my outro again. I'm gonna try and keep it brief. Nightbot's already done half of it for me. I stream every day of the week for a couple of hours each night. It's a variety of hobbying and gaming, focusing around mostly the Warhammer and Battletech franchises. So I paint for minis from 40k, Age of Sigmar, well, not Age of Sigmar that much. There are some Age of Sigmar models to paint, but mostly 40k, the Old World, and the Horus Heresy. So we're working on this guy now. I also have my Emperor's Children for the Horus Heresy as well. And for Warhammer Fantasy, it's actually Old World, I have Skaven and Bretonnians. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit follow. Most of you already have, and that's awesome to see. And on days like today, where there's not like a fixed thing for me to do on stream, I let my Discord community vote for what they'd like to see out of a few options I put up. So if you'd like to see me paint a particular thing, like you want to see me carry on this Mantis Warrior, you want to see me paint some Emperor's Children, you want to see me paint some Skaven, or maybe play Warhammer Total War or Darktide, maybe Darktide, even Minecraft or something, then you'll get the option over my Discord server to vote for what that is. So it's a really good idea to go and check that out. You'll find a link in the link tree, or if you want a direct link, you can just type in !Discord into the chat. I always feel dirty doing it, but if you do want to help me out, there's a Ko-fi link right there. At the moment, I'm trying to get the money together to help me pay rent. So if you have any models you'd like to see painted, I do commissions. You'll find the info over on my Ko-fi page. It is slightly paywalled, but to people who are members of the channel, although membership's pretty slim. So if you do want to commission me to paint minis, that is an option. I am open to doing that. I do have... Actually, you know what? You guys deserve a little bit of a teaser. For being all wonderful and really nice people. Things to go on the hobby bench next in terms of painting. And while I'm practicing my painting skills. Thanks, Sean O'John, for the follow. Is a couple of characters from the Heresy. Some fairly large characters from the Horus Heresy. You could say some godly figures of the Heresy. So they're going to be things will be being worked on soon. There's a couple which I'm being commissioned to paint. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stick around, hit a follow, join the Discord server. And if you'd like to see your models painted by me, make sure to check out the Ko-fi as well. Or if you just want to support the channel, you can support me via Ko-fi. Or you can do the usual Twitch things like subscribe and throw bits at me, or use the soundboard beneath the stream as well. Although that might be disabled at the moment. I'll need to double check, but it's always on when I'm playing video games. It's like, for example, when I used to play a lot of Armor 3 on stream, or the DayZ games, there's a sound effect there, for example, which people really like to use to annoy me, or just make me paranoid, which is distant gunshot sounds. I remember that not so fondly, but that's a thing you can do to support me. To give me trauma. But anyway, right. I'm gonna put that there for a second, just so you guys have something. Could be Mantis. Prop them up like that. Let's find someone to raid, shall we? I'd feel really bad, like a very bad person, if I just left you guys like that. Welcome back, Black Sword. We had an amazing raid by Monument Hobbies since you left, and just saying my goodbyes. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord server. I'll post some more pretty pictures of the Mantis Warrior, and also it will be where you guys get to vote for when I next carry on with the Mantis Warrior as well. I'm really happy with how he's looking so far, but he's about, I'd say, optimistically 40% of the way there to being finished. So if you guys want to check out the next couple of streams, make sure to hit follow and join the Discord server to know when I'll be carrying on with him. I'm really looking forward to finishing this guy off. It's been many years since I really touched my Mantis Warriors and gave them any proper love, really. Just trying to organize on my windows now. So, yeah. Also, make sure to join my Discord server because I'm going to be asking you guys what do you want to see me do for my 300 follower special stream, and it will be down to you guys to decide what that is. And feel free to make it as cursed and as brutal as you want in the suggestions. I will be curating them, and I will say no to very ridiculous things. But considering you guys have made me wear a maid outfit before, it's up to you guys what you want to see, what your reward is for, helping this channel grow. Right, let's find someone to raid. Firstly, are there any channels I'm friends with doing anything random? No, I feel like a lot of you guys probably aren't too interested in some of the other things to do on the channel, considering you're all here for the hobbying. So let's have a look at the Warhammer channel. If you have any content creators, or streamers, whatever you want to call them, who you enjoy watching, who's currently live, please let me know, so I have an idea of who to look at for suggestions for raids. Are you friends with the bolted brush? No. What are they doing? Ooh, lizard. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let me just have a quick look. That doesn't sound like a terrible idea. I like that suggestion. Especially as tomorrow, if you drop by tomorrow, we will be doing Bretonians on stream, so that's not actually a bad shout as like a way to send you. Why is Twitch on phones not that good? I don't want the channel, I want the category. There we go. Yeah, let's go and raid for Buckman. Raid Yeah, thank you for dropping by. Thank you to everyone who's hit follow today and has hung up so far. You guys are all awesome. I've really enjoyed this. This has been incredibly motivating for me. It's been really cool to see the generosity and the kindness of other people to raid people and to just pass for love and, just celebrate everyone else. So I think it's time for us to do that for someone else. The bolted brush seems to be the person for that. So yeah, we'll go and get that going. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to hit follow, make sure to join Discord server, and when we get there, make sure to hit follow and say hi and say I sent you, or whoever sent you to me. I'd love to see where you guys came from, and for you guys to spread the love you've given me to this person as well. Thank you all for joining me. and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.